some guys have said, look, I can look around here, and outside of this room, these guys are big, bad, tough guys. In here, they're pouring their heart out, and we're all equal.
And you give us an open platform to express ourselves and to feed off of each other's commentary. And I think that's probably, like he said, this is the first time we've gotten that.
Everybody always has something useful or productive to say. Yeah. And I like that. I like seeing that out of everybody.
People and Stories and Gente y Cuentos introduces good literature to many people who are less exposed to good literature. We go to prison, we go to youth in trouble. As a matter of fact, it all started, the whole program started by a woman called Sarah Hirschman. And Sarah was with her quite famous husband in Colombia and was walking the streets and saw these ladies sitting on the steps of their houses, and she said, would you like me to read to you? And when she came back to the United States with her husband, she started it in Spanish, here in the Princeton, Trenton, New Brunswick area. And now we have it in New York, and in Puerto Rico, in Colombia, in Venezuela.
Our founder, Sarah Hirschman, studied with Paulo Freire, whose work is all about liberation education and dialogues that are designed to empower people. She studied at the Sorbonne with Simone de Beauvoir, and she had immersed herself in literature and absolutely believed in its power to move the reader.
What truly troubled him was the
Eric Freund, an English teacher, leads People and Stories sessions at the Bo Robinson Assessment and Treatment Center in Trenton.
Through literature, through open-ended talk without any judgment from anyone, we get to share what's really deep inside of us. She made her living selling words. She journeyed through the country from the high, cold mountains to the burning coasts.
I think it stimulates the natural intelligence of people, and it gives them extraordinary self-confidence.
You know how they say behind every great man is a strong woman? What you said kind of made me think like that, because yeah, he's in a position of power, but he wants to be president.
I can completely fumble the whole thing. I will finish reading the story, I will ask a clunky question, and these guys will just start in. Everybody wants to say something about it.
Does anyone else find irony in the fact that she was too poor for a name, but later in life she turns words into her living, into her tangible good that she sells people?
We very quickly have levels of discourse around the text that is equal to any university English class that you could walk into.
And when she looked in his eyes, she probably looked through, he felt like she looked through his soul, because he heard about this woman who was so, who used wordplay so strategically and magically, right, that it did something to him.
Stories and People honestly opened up a world for me that was like, I didn't know existed. I didn't know I loved to read. I didn't even know that reading other people's stories helped me realize who I was.
We missed you today, man.
Thank you. I learned a lot.
If he got out of this elevator alive and without losing his job, maybe he would say yes to Sissy one of these Sundays. Or maybe he would get lucky.
Andy Hochman, a writer and journalist, recently led People and Stories sessions for the New Jersey Youth Corps in Trenton. The group is working on GED high school equivalency degrees. Andy read one of her own short stories called Do Not Attempt to Climb Out.
Maybe his father had prayed each Sunday, oh, Jesus, please, just this once, for the solitaire cards to turn out right. It concerns a 47-year-old African-American janitor who works nights cleaning the ground floor of a fancy high-rise office building in Philadelphia, and one night he decides to violate the terms of his contract by stepping into the elevator with the intention to take it up to the rooftop bar on the 35th floor. He's curious about how the other half lives. I mean, Omar had this pretty dramatic experience of being stuck in the elevator alone in the middle of the night. What does it take for people to change, to get unstuck or get out of a rut?
I know from me, personal experience, I've sat in a jail cell for 36 months, you know, and now that I'm home, I don't want to do the same things that I used to do. I just want different. I just want to be successful now, and that's all I've been thinking about. So,
like trying to figure out why they wrote the story or how they felt when they wrote the story. So it's a good experience.
One of the most frequent comments that we will have across our groups is, nobody ever asked me what I thought about such important topics before and took my response so seriously.
It's never not been an amazing kind of goosebump-inducing, life-affirming thing coming in here.
I walk all around Trenton and all of a sudden somebody's giving me a big hug and saying, "Liz, baby, how are you?" It's delightful. It's wonderful.
People in Stories reminds me why I write and why I read.
The New Jersey State Council on the Arts, encouraging excellence and public engagement in the arts since 1966, is proud to co-produce State of the Arts with Stockton University, New Jersey's distinctive public university. Additional support is provided by the Geraldine R. Dodge Foundation,